you are starting a new account on Instagram, or if you are looking at a collaboration with another account, or simply if you are in a moment where you are lacking of ideas, it's sometimes interesting to be able to look at how the other accounts are performing and what are their statistics. I'm going to show you a tool today to do that. Hello, my name is Sonia.barbier and welcome on Sacral Marketing. Today, I'm going to talk to you about Ninjalytics. We have a lot of statistics that are provided by all the social media, whether it's Facebook, Instagram. You ask whatever, you can find it. But most of the time, and it's almost 100% of the time, it's statistics that involve our account. Sometimes it's interesting to be looking at what the others are doing and how they perform. And I don't know a lot of tools that work as well as Ninjalytics. First thing first, Ninjalytics is a free application. It's available on iOS and Android, and it's giving you information about the usual statistics that you can find on Instagram, okay? But it's also giving you the engagement rate. It's giving you the number of followers evolution. It's giving you what is the performance on the last 12 best posts or the performance on the 12 last posts. It's also telling you which of the competitor posts have the most likes and comments. For the exercise today, I'm using an iPad, but of course you can do exactly the same on any phone. Ninjalytics is the application right here that looks like a ninja. So you click on it. You have to enter the account exactly the way it's spelled on Instagram with the dot, the hyphen, the underscore, everything. It has to be exactly as on the Instagram, otherwise it will not work. So for example, here I want to look at the Christo and see if I'm not entering the right name. It says new research. So it's not the end of the world, but just for you to know. Another thing for you to know is Ninjalytics is only keeping track of the accounts that have already been requested to be looked at. So if you are looking at an account that is pretty new, there is a good chance that it has not been entered in Ninjalytics yet. So you will have part of the information, but not the entire information, like the evolution of followers on the last months. This will not be available. But if it's an account like Christo, that everybody at some point checked, you have a good chance to have the data. So you enter Christo, and you click enter. For those who don't know, Christo is the one who popularized carousels. He is the one who had the idea that this possibility that Instagram offered to load 10 pictures could actually be used to educate people, to make them laugh, to deliver a message along the 10 slides. Now everybody is doing it, so maybe you didn't know, but he is the master of the carousels. So when you look at Christo's page, what you see is at the very top, you have two buttons. Here the plus is a button that tells you, okay, you can go to Instagram and check his account live. And the other one is to share to anybody you would like to. The top three information stats that you have on the top, they are the same one that you can find on Instagram. That is the number of posts that he made so far, so 740. That doesn't count the posts that have been archived, okay? So just the posts that are visible right now on this page. 500,000 followers is the number of followers that he has, and 553 is the number of people he is actually following. Right below that is where it starts to be crispy and interesting. 14,400 is the number of likes that he has on an average per post. That's huge. And 411 is the average number of comments per post. 35,000 the average of views. So if you are doing, let's say you have an animated GIF like I do, or just a quick video, just the fact that someone will pass and see your video, so even if the person doesn't stop and watch it, it's considered a view. So just for you to know. And right below that, what you see is the ER. So this is the engagement rate. This is a number that is more important for me than the number of followers, because it tells you if this person is able to have a tribe or not. Some people will look at this number and will tell you this is a low number, but you'll have to know that the engagement rate is very depending on the number of followers that you have. So if you click on the I here, basically what engagement rate is the number of likes and comments divided by the number of posts times 100. So say it like that, it's a bit boring, and this is why it's very easier to have an app that is tracking it for you. And what the number is telling you here is that if you have less than 1,000 followers, you should have an engagement rate above 8%, so 8% or more. If you are between 1,000 and 5,000 followers, then you need to have an engagement rate of at least 5.7%, etc., etc. So here, knowing that Christo has 5,000 followers, an engagement rate of 3% is great, okay? So it's just giving you an indication. Also, I didn't mention, but at the very top, you see no follow, unfollow activity. This is something that is super interesting. So follow, unfollow is basically the idea that some accounts are going on your page, follow you, wait for you to follow them back, and then unfollow you. This is the way some people are actually really growing their account, by going to some people and waiting for them to like them, and boom, they just move on to another person. So it's a very grasshopper way of growing your account. You don't want to do a collaboration with an account like that. And basically, if you see a big account, but this account is just growing because of this technique, maybe don't look at how to get inspiration from this account to take inspiration for your account. Anyway, so an engagement rate of 2.94 is great when you have 500,000 followers. What you see next is the profile growth. The profile growth is the number of followers that this account gain per day. You can see it on 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, a year. So here is it's the data that you will not be able to see if you are requesting for a new account or an account that has not been searched yet in Ninjalytics. So let's put 1 year. What you see is at the very top, the number of people he was following on that day. So 503, and he didn't follow anybody on that specific period of time. You are going to be able to see the number of followers that he had at the very beginning, and you see the evolution day by day. So here we have a pike of 1,000 more followers per day. So it would be interesting, maybe if you have the chance, if you're really curious, what I would do is I would open Instagram and I would go on May the 15th and check what post he did at this time, or what is the reason why he gained 2,400 followers in 1 day. I bet it could be interesting to understand, because here, see, in April, he gained 280 followers, but there, boom, 1,600, 1,500, 2,000. What did he change at this moment that make him gain so many more followers in one single day? That is something I would dig in to understand and take inspiration from, okay? If we keep going, we can look in detail on the last month or 3 months or 6 months, the number of followers that he gained per day. Why is it interesting? Again, you can do the same thing. You can go on this one, October 16th, plus 200 in 1 day. What happened on that specific day? What did he post? Now it's your time to go on Instagram and check that to understand. I prefer to watch it on a smaller time scale because it's easier to analyze, but you will focus on the days where he gained followers. See here, November 28th, my birthday, he lost 18 followers. Knowing that it's an account that is growing 1,000 of followers per day, it would be really interesting to see what happened that day that make people unfollow him. Like, it's very unusual for this type of account. Maybe it changed the post that he's used to do. Maybe it's an account that does only carousel, and that specific day he did something different. So here again, I would take my phone and I would check and dig in to understand what happened. But Ninjalytics give me the indication of what day to look at. See? Super interesting. If you keep going, you have the statistics on a monthly basis or on a weekly basis. What it's telling you here is on a monthly average, he's gaining 13,000. No, actually, last month he gained 13,000 followers, and this is 6,000 less followers than the previous month. So he's still growing insanely, but I'm guessing for him it must be a bit frustrating because he's gaining less followers. Now, I'm not judging Christo. We all have the same issue. The algorithm has been changed lately, and also because of the elections in the US, they kind of limited the reach with the hashtags, and a lot of things are kind of worked around and busy. So I'm not judging. I'm just taking notes. Okay, his account is growing less faster than it was earlier. It's also a way to kind of benchmark my growth with his growth. You know, like we're definitely not playing in the same courtyard for sure. But somehow, if I see my account growing, but maybe less than usually, I can see, okay, I'm not the only one in this situation. I'm telling you that because if you see that your account, you are maybe doing nails, you know, like nails or jewelries, and you have a progression that is less intense than it used to be, then maybe look at other competitors who are also doing jewelries and look at their stats and see if you're the only one in that situation, and then the others are growing like crazy, or if everybody's kind of struggling. It's interesting. It gives you an indication. You can also check the number of posts that he made. He made 11 posts this month, and you see that the month before he did 6 posts more. So that means the month before he did 17 posts. So is this growth lower this month because he made less posts? That could be also an explanation. Who knows? And you see also the evolution of the engagement rate that went a bit lower. Again, I'm not judging Christo. It's an amazing account. I love it. And I'm just using this account because obviously it's easier to look at big numbers and to see evolutions. Now we will look at the 12 best posts. So basically, it's Ninjalytics is looking at, I would say, the last 3 months. And on the last 3 months, it's telling you what are the 12 best posts that outperformed in terms of likes and comments on Christo's account. And why is it interesting? Because you're going to be able to see for each post how many likes and comments they had. Okay, so if you click on likes, you're going to only see the comments. And if you click on comments and untick the likes, then you're gonna see just the likes. So the good thing is you can deep dive more precisely on what data you want to look at. But what's interesting is if you are looking for getting more engagement, maybe you want to have more comments, then you can look at what of this post has the more comments and what you can do. So here again, you just see that on November 20th, he made a post that had 633 comments. You cannot see that post from the application, but what you can do, again, is take your phone and check the application, check directly on Instagram to see what is the post about. The reason why you want to do that is because you want to be able to see how you can reproduce the same type of content. Again, the idea is not to do exactly the same topic and say exactly the same thing, but the idea is to take inspiration. Using Ninjalytics, I understood that one account that I really liked was actually outperforming by doing animated GIF. And this is why I decided to start doing animated GIF myself and also other type of content, because I was spending hours building carousels when I had more engagement in the end with a basic animated GIF that takes me way less time. So it's really depending on your strategy, depending on what you want to achieve. But with Ninjalytics, you are going to be able to check what the competition is doing and what's working for them. Okay, let's keep going. One of the things that is very useful is hashtags. Now be careful, because you don't want to use the same hashtags as Christo, for example. If you take my example, I have 800 followers. If I'm starting to use the same hashtags as an account that has 5,000 followers, maybe you will be able to reach the Explorer page. I will not. And maybe you will be able to stay in the popular and most liked page, but I will not. So it's not because this account is using these hashtags that I should use it for myself. Now, if you take an account that has the same number of followers or the same audience like you, it will be more interesting to use the same hashtags. But be careful. It's just to give you an indication of what are the hashtags that he's using. Again, not necessarily the one you should use. And it's just showing you the last 12 posts, but if you click on plus, you can actually see a bit more. And last but not least, you will be able to see the last 12 posts that he made on his account and how they performed in terms of likes, comments, and views. Again, you remember I told you earlier, number of views, it can be just someone who posts for more than 2 seconds on your page and saw your video, that counts as a views. It doesn't mean that the people watched it from the beginning to the end, okay? So here you just have a view of the account. Again, you cannot click on it and see what they are about. You just see the main page. The main page. It's your turn now to go on Instagram again and check what is the account about and what is the post about. Why did it perform so well? I hope you liked Ninjalytics. I hope you're gonna use it because it's a crazy interesting tool. I'm so surprised it's free. And you can check anybody, basically. It's just that if the account has never been checked before, you will have a message saying that it's the first time this account has been monitorized, and from now on they will keep track of the data and they will be able to report the number of follower evolution. But outside of that, they can track anything and everything they want on your account or on your competitor's account. Again, I would use this application in case of starting an account. If I start an account, I want to check 5 other accounts in the same niche as mine. So if I am in the pizzeria, auto industry, in the jewelries, I want to check maybe not the biggest account. Like I would not compare myself to Christo whatsoever, but looking at an account that has, I don't know, 2,000 followers, for example, would be already enough if you are starting. If you want to look at an account that has 20,000 followers, good for you. Just take 5 accounts, track their data, look at what worked for them, look at what their audience liked, and try to reproduce some content that will be as educational, as funny, as interesting, as beautiful. It really depends on your industry. It depends on your niche. I'm pretty sure that Kim Kardashian doesn't have the same data and the same results as Christo. So depending on if you're a blogger, if you are a YouTuber, or if you are an influencer, or if you are a business, it will be different for each of you. But Ninjalytics will give you tons of ideas. Also, if you are about to do a collaboration with another account, just looking at their engagement rate is already key, but also looking at if they are doing follow and unfollow, if they are doing any, if they have a good rate of comments, is some indications that will help you decide if it makes sense, if it's worth it, working with these accounts. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm pretty sure it's going to be extremely useful for you in the future. Have fun, look at it, put some comments in the comment section below if you have any questions or recommendation, or if you know any other application that is as great as Ninjalytics. And next time I will talk to you about engagement rate and how to increase it. Have a great day and see you later. Bye.